Back on the Xj900 Seiko. I just installed the pistons there. I started with the center two, so that this piston isn't in the way when I'm putting the clips in. And then I rotated the engine and got these up at the top, put the clips in them. They're all set, and then I rotated it back because when I put the cylinders on, I want to start with the center two cylinders so I can get my hands and everything all around them to get the rings in. And then I'll slowly turn it to bring these ones up into the cylinders. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put the base gasket on right now. And everything's all cleaned up. All the gasket surfaces are cleaned up. And put the new O-rings in. And get the cylinders on. I love to get the cylinders on today, and maybe the head too. See how far I get. We're going to use a little bit of this gasket cinch, I don't know, gasket sealer. You could probably get away with just putting the base gasket on and no sealer, but I like to put a little something on there. This comes with a brush. You can put it on all four surfaces. You know, if it's in a place where it's likely to leak, but I'm just going to put it on both sides of this gasket here. And that should do, because it's going to be a while before I get the whole thing torqued right down until you get the head on. So I'm going to just put it on the surfaces of this. I need to put it on a board, chunk of cardboard. That's all you're going to do. I've got a feeling I should put this on when I got the cylinder ready to go down. I've never used this stuff, but Tetra Machine there, that's what he uses on everything, so I'm going to put, if I had my 3-bond, I'd probably put 3-bond on there, but it's being delivered. Get this to dry out a little bit. So it's nice and tacky. Yeah, I'm thinking now I should have put that on the base. I think I'm going to lift this gasket up and I'm going to wipe a bit around the base because it's dried already, and it's like oh, what do you call it? Contact cement. You put the glue on one side, the other side, let it dry, and then it sticks together. So I think I'll put a little dab around there now. Never used this stuff before. I don't even know if you even need a gasket sealer on this one, but let's do it. I should have used that red gasket maker. That's what I use all the time. That stuff stays gooey and tacky for, I don't know how many hours, 6 hours or so. I've never used this stuff, but people swear by it. So I think when I get ready to lower my cylinders down, I'll put another bead on it, on the base of the cylinders. Okay, that kind of sticks it right into place there. Something here. The kit comes with new cylinder O-rings. Hopefully they're better than the original ones, because the original ones are pretty good. Make sure they're seated all the way in there. Okay. Now I want to make sure all the rings are lined up where I want them. The top two rings being at an angle about like this, one here, and the oil ring at the front. I'll have to reset them a bunch of times. We'll start out with them in the right spot. At the same time. Going to put a little light coat of oil on these two pistons for starters. Put a little light coat in here too. This oil's pretty slick right now. Use some of that oil here. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit. Okay. I probably used 1 teaspoon for all that. Okay, this is the hardest part. The hardest part by myself. It's a lot easier when I got a buddy here. Okay, let's line these up again. Go there. I gotta push this in. The chain slide and put this up through the center at the same time. Just gonna get it sitting on there. No pressure on it. Just use my thumbnail. I got the top ring in on this side. Now I'll go to the other side. think we're in. I think that's it right there. The oil ring will slide on by itself. Doesn't need any effort at all. So get it down a little bit more. They're both down just past the oil ring now. So now I gotta bring these ones up. I'll do the piston ring alignment again. Get the F out of there. I need a wider trolley here. Okay, that one's there. That one should be there. Phone ringing. Okay, I just about got this there. I can put a little bit of, put this in here. Go to your home. Go back in there. Oh, the tensioner's caught. That's what's holding me up in here. Oh, the tensioner's caught in the, right in here. I gotta lift it up without the rings coming off. There we go, okay. The tensioner caught in a lip in here. There we go. I wonder why that just wasn't, it just should just slide down with gravity like this, just like that. Top rings in here. Make sure this is lined up. Starting to tip on me. And that's it. They're all in. They're all in. I just use a little pick and my fingernail. I just like the weight of the cylinder. You know, just work your rings as you go. And that's. I'll get a little bit down farther, and then I'll put the goop on. What's Kai doing today?
Going to pick up a new game that just came out. Been playing a bit. I don't know. Probably not a lot today.
So did you get that call for the Russian correspondence thing?
I got it. I'm sorry. Not like a week ago, they told me my course had been pushed, like successfully pushed back a month. So now I'm just waiting for an email from the team in St. Petersburg, but I imagine there's not a lot of moving forward that can be done right at this moment. But yeah, I'm still just waiting to hear from them to hear what the next step is, basically.
Yeah. Take the dog for a jog down the trail or walk over
I
there?
kind of already did. Took her
Did you?
down to the end of the road and back, but I'm sure she'll be up for another one. She's just, it's crazy down here. There's so many squirrels and chipmunks that aren't out there. She's losing her mind. There was like 4 of them under the bird feeder when we got back. She just didn't know what to do. Oh, there's probably another one.
Don't, watch she doesn't knock my Harley over. Or wreck it, scratch it somehow. Okay, I'm gonna put some goop on there.
I can always just, oh wow.
You could chain her to like the front of the motorhome or somewhere there. Like to unhook it. We're dog babysitting. A great big frickin' dog. Okay. Mostly just concerned about going around the outside, not the middle. Could be.
Alright, I'm just gonna run to Best Buy.
Huh?
Just run to Best Buy.
Oh, yeah. There.
What are these? Spider cocoons?
Could be. Okay, pull the chain up. There she goes, she's down there. There's one cylinder bolt at the front here I can tighten up. Kind of pull it down. That's the right one, 8 by 2.5, I think it is. 12 millimeter. Let me just snug that up and that'll pull the cylinders down. 12 mil. I'm missing my 12 mil. Comes with new O-rings for these. This is the oil return from the head, I believe. Oil feed, oil return. Right there. Okay, I think I'm ready for the head gasket. I got all the dowels in, I think. Oh, the head gasket, I guess, yes. Where is that? It's a multi-layer steel head gasket. Go that way, you go that way. This is the only hole I see different. Two big dowels here, two here, two here. I don't know what that little hole is. Two big holes here, just that one there. These two go down here for these two O-rings here. That's better. Here's the oil feed. Oil feed O-rings. I got 4 new ones of them to go in there. I'm gonna put a little dab of gasket sealer on there. Not to seal it, just to hold it in place. Because I don't want that sealer to plug the hole. That goes there. Did I lose one already? I'm down to 3 or 2. There. I lost one already. Oh my god. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, probably gotta watch my video because I lost one. Found it. Okay. Now I think I'm ready for the head. I think a little bit tricky pulling the chain through. I think I'm ready for the head. Let's try it. Make sure those O-rings are all in there. Grab the wire. God. There we go, fishing. Okay, I'm going to put all the cylinder head bolts on here. Gotta clean them up first. I got all the head bolt washers on, and there's two copper ones. The two copper ones go on here because this is the oil return ones, I believe. Okay, so now I put the nuts all on. I got them all cleaned up. I'm gonna have to put it in my socket and drop it in there. Like that. Just gonna snug them all. Inside out. Did those, I guess. Okay, I'm going to get the head bolt torques, bolt this all right down. There's a couple cylinder bolts under here too. They're smaller diameter, so I torque them last. Okay, let's get the specs. Here's the torque pattern. You always start from the center, work your way out, and it's cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, and 7, and 8, and you go crisscross. But the little, it's an 8mm bolt. Where is it? The one down there on the cylinder to the head. That one there is an 8mm stud. And there's two more over here, one here and one at the other side. They want you to torque them all down first, but I would re-torque them after you do the head. And they want them at 14 foot-pounds. And you tighten up these little cylinder ones here too. They're probably about 8. They're just 6mm. And then the head bolt torques you do in 2 stages, and you work your way up to 23 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go about 14 on them all first, and then I'll go up to 23. So they're just 14 foot-pounds, and that's for the lower nuts at the front and rear of the head. And here's the cylinder head bolt torques, 23, and to be done in 2 stages. Doesn't tell you what the takes you right now. 2 stages, that's all it says. So I'm just going to go like 14, 15 pounds the first time, and then up to 23. And here's the lower nut from the cylinder to the crankcases, and that one's 14 as well too. Okay, let's torque them in there. I got it at 15. I think I'm going to go 3 sequences just to get them snugged up a little bit here first. Who got out? Somebody got out of jail. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Okay, now we'll go up to 23 and be done. Here's 20, 21, 22, 23, right there. I'm gonna go through and recheck it. Okay, it's done. I took all these dowels out, so I'm gonna put them all back in now. They're for the caps, bearing caps. I didn't want to lose them, so. I think some of the caps got the bearings in them, so let me check. Okay, I'm just figuring out how to put these cams in. I should have paid more attention, but I figured the book's got all the marks on it. It'll tell us where it goes. So the first thing is you put cylinders number 1 and 4 at top dead center. And then it says align the right-hand side of the camshaft. Okay, cam change sprockets. Rotate each camshaft until the dot on the cam is aligned with the hole in the on the right cam cap. So there's the dot, and the hole's dead center at the top. Even though the picture shows it going a different way. Yeah. There's the right cam cap, and there's the hole, so it should point straight up. That's what I'm thinking. So I've oiled up all the surfaces here, bearing surface and everything. Should use assembly lube. I'm just going to shove this in here for now. I don't trust the marks. Camshaft, you want it vertical, straight up and down. And you know, this should be at top dead center compression, the lobes pointing in. And my timing mark is right there. There's 3 marks, but I put it right in the center one. Now it looks like top dead center. So I think I'm going to put the cam caps on this side, slowly torque it down, and then somehow try to get that side in without taking the sprocket off. There's quite a bit of tension on there right now. So I'll get the caps in on this side, slowly torque that down. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just slowly going back and forth, snugging down these caps. I'm doing the exhaust first. Could have done the intake first, I guess. I'm not sure. These center 4 caps are only there to hold the valve cover on, nothing else. There's no bearing surface on them. I'm gonna put these cams in. I'm not gonna torque them down, not until I make sure I got everything timed exactly right. I don't want to re-torque these caps. And once you put this one on, you can't even see where the mark is. Like, there is a little mark down there though, if I can go by. Let me try something here. I don't know if you should be able to see that mark in there. Maybe. Maybe. Hard to tell. Oh yeah, there's the mark there, so. Yeah, I think you should be able to see that mark in there. There it is, right there. Yep. So if you look here, hopefully the camera can pick it up. There's a little mark right there at the end of the camshaft, right there. Yeah, I think you can see it right there. That has to line up with this hole. You can actually look down at the light and you can see it lined up. So I know that camshaft is lined up perfectly. And that shouldn't have affected the crank at all. I'll double check that. I got assembly lube on all those. Now the tricky one. Okay, I'm gonna get the caps for this one ready. I put a little red dot in there so I could see approximately where I was. And now I can look down there. You might be able to see that. The dot's lined up with that hole. Hopefully that one's, yeah, that one still is too. I haven't bolted the sprocket on yet. This was turned out a little bit, but what they do, it's probably on purpose. As you see on that, need a light on here, on the camshaft, they got a little square tit right here, and they got one on the opposite side. So depending on which way you gotta turn this camshaft, I had to turn it down, so I just had to tap it there a little bit to line up the dot. So now I got the dots lined up. I got a top dead center bang on. So now I just got to take a screwdriver, pry that onto there, and then hopefully it looks like my thread holes are going to line up. It wasn't, it was out by a couple teeth, so I just had to kind of roll that chain over top till I got it lined up. But it looks like that's going to line up pretty, probably as close as I'm going to get it right there. So, and that's without the tensioner on it yet. Oh, there, I just pushed it on with my finger. So you can see I'm a little bit out there, but if I jumped a tooth, I think I'd be way out. And let's see if I push the, where's the hole? Right here's the hole for the tensioner. And that's gonna turn it some more. All I can do is try, put that one bolt in there, and just see how it lines up. And then if I put the tensioner in and it turns it too much counterclockwise, then I am going to be able to tooth. But nothing you can do about a half a tooth. Yeah, I got to try that. This is the cam chain tensioner. I just took the spring off it to get it in there, and then you just pull the little trigger right here so you can push this in. Once I put the spring in, it'll reset. Put a little bit of gasket goop on it. Like it's square on the bottom, tapered on the top. Yep, like that. Hopefully I can get the bolt on there. I'll get this back in there. I'm just putting that cam chain tensioner in now. That's it before I put that other bolt in. I don't want to start rolling this thing over, and then that, with all the slack in it, it jumps a tooth, and then my timing's out again. So I'm putting this tensioner in, and it will tighten up that chain. Actually, what I did is I turned the engine over a little bit to make it tight here, and then all the slack is down here, and then I can manually push the tensioner out like that. Otherwise, I can't compress this to get it in there. Need my 12 mil wrench. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm out one tooth. It's pretty close, but I'm going to try to move it one tooth and see if that lines up a little bit better. So I took the tensioner back out again, get some play in here. I already took that bolt out as I was rotating around, so I just got to take this one out and see if I can move it. I also loosen off these two caps so I can line it right up. It's because you get all the slack in the cam chain, and then when you pull all the tension out, it shifts the cams a little bit, right? So you got to take that into consideration when you're timing it. Okay, so I think I got this one lined up now. I got to be careful turning it not to, so I'd like to turn this cam one tooth that way, but it's too hard to pull the slack up. You can't, there's not enough slack in it. That's why you got to take that. Well, this cap does nothing. I'm taking that cap off. Okay, I rolled that. I was out one tooth on both of them, so I rolled it over one, and now they line up bang on. It's on top dead center. And I'll tighten these all back up now, just to snug everything all back up, and I'll roll it through a couple times, double check it, and then retorque everything. I had to re-lock tight the nuts on the sprockets again. I used this long extension so that I could get in here like this. I'll leave these two caps off until I get these torqued in here again. But yeah, that looks good. I think I got it good. I'll put the tensioner in now. I actually pushed it in, but I didn't put the spring load on it yet. So that's this one here. once it's pushed in, it can't back up. It's a one-way ratchet. So I just pushed it in manually. Okay, there's that. Two up. Okay, I'm gonna roll it through in a minute here, get everything tightened up. I just rechecked all the clearances again, and there's a little bit of variation. Not much. That one stayed at 4, cylinder number 1. The exhaust loosened up a little bit to number 8. Same with this exhaust here. It loosened up to 8 thou. This one stayed the same. This one loosened up to 7. So maybe just decarbonizing them all, you know, just made them go a little bit more. I don't know, but this one stayed at 4 thou. This one's at 2 thou. So that's the one I got to change when the valve shim comes in. And this one tightened up to 3 thou, and this one tightened up to 4 thou. It's good because this one was a little on the loose side, so it went back to 4 thou. So yeah, they're all good. Just gonna wait for this one shim to come in. I'll just put the valve cover on loose until that comes in, and we'll change that one and double check them all again. Okay, top end's back together. I've shoved some spark plugs in there for now. I'm not gonna bolt this down until I get that shim. The next project will be getting the intake manifolds on, the carburetor and the boots and all that back on. And the exhaust, I got a little bit of an issue there. When I took it apart, the bottom, I think it's, yeah, the bottom 2 inches of that side there broke off in the headers, or in the muffler. Where's the muffler? Yeah, right there. I got it out. Yeah, there it is there. So I got to find a piece of pipe like that, weld it on. I got those cleaned up about as good as I can do. But I still have to clean up all the header pipes. I was going to try to take them all off so I can buff them up, but maybe it's just best to leave them in there, buff them up that way. And then the biggest issue is the gas tank. That's going to be the biggest issue. It's obviously had some rot. It was leaking from the previous owners. It looks like they welded it up and then tarred it up or something. Somebody sealed the tank, but it's all kind of peeling in there. So I could spend 2 days just on that gas tank. Easy 2 days, 2-3 days. But I think the first thing is to try to flush it out as best I can with a high pressure washer. Take the fluid out of there and clean it up as best I can. My battery's just about dead on this, so that's going to finish up this video today. Oh, I'm all ready to start on this one. Yeah, I'm all ready to pull the carbs off this one, get that fixed and sell it. This bike started right up. Sitting there for a whole year, charged the battery up, put it in, fired right up instantly. Runs beautiful. These are the best. These are the best running touring bikes I ever made right there. That VMAX engine, the V4 engine. It's more comfortable than that Harley up there, but I don't know. I'm debating whether to find it. Actually, I knew where there isn't. I know where there's another one of these with 20,000 kilometers on it. And they're just, to me, they're the best cruising bike out there. Maybe the newer ones, the new V4s, you know, Yamahas are exact same, but this one's 1987, I think. Okay, that's it for this video. I got to finish up because my battery's just about dead here.